Karbala or Karbala. Now amazingly, when Al-Husayn radiallahu anhu wa an abihi wa an jaddihi wa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he went to that area, when he arrived there, he said, what is the name of this land? They said, Karbala. He said, A'udhu billah, Karbun wa bala. Now this word is actually made up of two Arabic words. Karb, which is like distress, and bala, which is like a calamity. So the name of the city, which is not the greatest city in the world, itself is a combination of distress and fitna and problem and calamities. So when he asked and they told us Karbala, this was a sign for him. And the ulama say that he knew that this would be his demise. This is where he would be killed, because the Prophet ﷺ told us that he would be killed. And that they will be the best of the shuhada and will be the best of the shabab and Jannah. So this place, ya akhwan, to them is better than the Kaaba. This place is better than Mecca, better than Medina. In fact, the only reason why the Mecca and Medina have virtue is because of Karbala. Yani the virtue of Mecca and Medina is conditional to the virtue of Karbala. It is to them better. And going there is better than going for Hajj. Going there is better than going for Hajj. And they said that if you're standing on the day of Arafah over there, if you stand there, it is on the day of Arafah, it is better than these fornicators who are standing on the mountain of Arafah. Speaking about Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. No, you should go to Karbala and stand over the grave of Al-Husayn, over the Tina. Because to them this is superior than you being on the mountain of Arafah, or in the area of Arafah, on the day of Arafah, on Hajj. They said that's not as good as you being over there. And Allah will bless you more and give you the reward of 20 Hajj and 20 Umrah and all these things which they fabricate. You read it in their books. You read it in their books. They believe in the soil of Husayn or Latina, which I spoke of earlier. And that it is, they said, one of their shuyukh said, put it in the mouth of your children. Yeah, you bring one and put some soil in his mouth. No need to give him spaghetti or dates or any yummy food. No, just feed him soil in his mouth. Because they say this is a cure from every disease. Any disease you can think of, it is not honey, it is not al-habba sawda which the Prophet ﷺ spoke of. No. The cure for all diseases is soil. They should go present it to the doctors who are trying to fight AIDS. And say, listen, you guys have been missing out on the soil which we found right over there, man. That's all you need. And so they commit shirk in this regard by saying that this thing will protect you. When they send their children somewhere, they believe it has a special virtue, and you see them always doing sujood on these rocks. And of course you've always wanted just to kind of pull it. I almost did it once, but I didn't think it would be a wise move. Because if you're from Lebanon, then we have plenty of those weird people. And I remember I had just arrived at the airport in Lebanon, and they have a small musalla in the corner. And so I was going to pray Maghrib and Isha, Jam' Qasr, because I was a traveler. Anyways, I went in there, I prayed Maghrib, and then I was just about to call the Iqamah for Isha, and the man walks in. And so I looked at him and gave salam. Obviously I thought he was a Muslim. All of a sudden, he takes off his socks, and then he wiped over his feet. So I said, you can't do that. Either you wipe over your socks, or you wash your feet. Now, it didn't register to me yet that, because this is among their positions, by the way, that you don't have to wash your feet, and you cannot wipe over the socks, you simply wipe over your feet. So I said, you cannot do that. Your wudu is invalid, Allah will not accept your salah. My mother's waiting outside with my brother-in-law. And so he said, why? I said, because the ayah in the book of Allah and the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, this is clear like the sun, man. You have to go back now and wash your feet. Because now that you've taken off your socks, if you put them back on, you can't wipe over them either. If you had broken your wudu before. So you need to go back and make wudu. He said, well, I'll just, it's the responsibility of my leaders. I said, oh, are you a Sunni or a Shi'i? He said, I'm a Shi'i. I said, that's why. I said, no, this is not a good enough answer, man. and the Quran was there. I pulled out the Quran, I believe it's in Surah Al-Baqarah or Al-Imran, where Allah Azza wa Jal said that, on the day where إِذْ تَبَرَّأَ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوا مِنَ الَّذِينَ تُبِعُوا مِنَ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوا إِذْ تَبَرَّأَ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوا مِنَ الَّذِينَ تُبِعُوا وَتَقَطَّعَتْ بِهِمُ الْأَسْبَابُ. On the day where the leaders will declare their innocence from their followers. And the ayah continues, and the followers will also declare their innocence from their leaders. I said, look man, on Yawm al-Qiyamah, this is what's going to happen. I'm telling you, in our deen, you can't do this. And your salah is invalid. You telling me that they're responsible for telling you, Allah gave you your own brain. And on Yawm al-Qiyamah, this is not going to work. Now, you know what I'm doing, you're not supposed to do. Technically speaking, because this may lead to a lot of problems. But sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Now my mother was wondering, is this guy praying Taraweeh? Because it's not Ramadan. We finished Isha. I mean, how long does it take to pray Maghrib and Isha? And I'm going on with this guy back and forth. At the end of the day, he said, I'm going to pray. And I told him, your salah is invalid. You go ahead and pray, but your salah is invalid. And I prayed my Isha, and I left. And of course my mother told me afterwards, what were you doing? I said, well, this guy turned out to be a Shia. And she said, what? We need to leave the airport now. Because he can make a few phone calls, man, and you may never see me again. Yeah, because it's not a joke over there. I mean, politically and in terms of militarily, these guys are equipped. They get equipped all the time. And so they have such enmity that you wouldn't be shocked that they will try to attack anyone who attacks them. This has happened, continues to happen until now. But I'm telling you, this is, first-hand experience with these individuals and the kind of religion this odd religion which they follow, they say is the problem of the guy. Anyways, over there, why did I tell you the story? There was a bucket that had all these, rocks. And I wanted to take it with me while I was leaving and throw it in the trash. But then I figured, better safe than sorry.